Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever had sleep paralysis that left you terrified? I was having a pleasant dream. I was back in school, attending a class where we had to follow along with the teacher while reading a book. The guy sitting next to me was super nice, and we got along really well. Then, I started feeling warm, like really warm all over, almost sweaty. That's when the dream took a strange turn. The guy became really interested in my tattoos and started touching me. Then, people came to take my classmate away and told me he wasn't a good guy. Suddenly, I was in what looked like a cemetery and saw a black figure walk down into a grave. Somehow, I knew it was him. Then I started running, and a voice told me I needed to fight the demons for it to stop. Two girls started screaming and chasing me. Usually, I can wake up from dreams like this, so I tried to wake myself up, and I thought I did, but I was in a different room. I could still hear the screaming, and the door kept rattling as if people were trying to get in. I kept telling myself to get up and lock the door, something I can usually do in dreams. But this time, I just lay in the dream bed, terrified. Then, I thought the only way to stop it was to kill myself. Suddenly, I had a serrated kitchen knife, and I started sawing at the back of my neck. I saw blood. Then, the door was blown open by a demon girl, and I tried to stab her with the knife, but she took it from me. This never happens. I'm a lucid dreamer and can almost always control my dreams. So, I decided to stick my fingers in her eyeballs and dig. I felt the heaviness in my body leave, and the dream disappeared. All I saw was black. Slowly, I was able to open my eyes and wake up in my real room. I was absolutely horrified. I have a lot of mental health problems that I'm currently addressing, but I've never dealt with sleep paralysis. I'm a terrible sleeper and wake up constantly during the night, which is why I think I'm always lucid dreaming. But this was different. Sorry for the long story, but my fiancé is still asleep, and I still feel frozen, like I'm not really awake and it's all going to start happening again. Was this sleep paralysis, or is it something else? I don't remember the exact date, but I think it was around 2 to 3 years ago. For some backstory, my grandmother passed away on July 15th, 2020, just 2 days after my birthday. We were really close. She basically raised me when my mom wasn't home, and we did everything together. Her death hit me hard, and I'm still struggling with it today. Back to the story, everything seemed normal. I went to bed, probably late, and everything was fine until I was suddenly woken up by someone coming into my room. I just lay there, unsure of who or what it was. The figure moved closer until it was standing over me, and I realized it was my grandma, wearing a nightgown she used to wear all the time. As I recognized her, I started to cry and tried to speak, but I couldn't move my mouth. I was stuck. I could hear myself trying to say things like, "I'm sorry I couldn't do anything," or "I love you and miss you," but nothing came out. Even though it looked like my grandma, I felt terrified of her. The more I looked at her, the more scared I became, wanting to get away from whatever this thing was. Now, this next part might sound strange, but I swear everything that happened is 100% true. As I lay there, my feet started to get cold. I never wear socks to bed, so I felt the chill. Somehow, this thing seemed to know that because, in the next moment, I saw it putting socks on my feet. I remember saying, "Thank you." After that, the figure stood up, looked at me, and slowly backed out of my room, still locking eyes with me. The door opened and closed, and the next moment, I was fully awake, with red, puffy eyes and a pillow soaked from crying. As I sat there trying to figure out if it was real or not, I noticed that there were socks on my feet, and like I said, I never go to sleep with socks on. Since that night, nothing like that has happened to me again. I don't know what it was or what really happened. I've told a few people, and they've all believed me, suggesting that it might have been sleep paralysis, but I honestly don't know because I've never experienced sleep paralysis before. I randomly think about that moment and remember the fear I felt when looking at that thing that was supposedly my grandma. I've never felt that scared before. If anyone has any clue or idea about what happened to me, I would really like to hear it because it's been driving me crazy. Subscribe.